Hi, guys. Hello, hello, hello. It's so nice to see everybody again. Welcome back to the Mind Your Business podcast. Mind your business. Drunk or sober? Drunk or sober? Mind your business. I just want to say hello to everyone. Hello, hello, hello. And I also want to say happy Juneteenth, everybody. Happy Juneteenth. It's a federal holiday, so everybody's home enjoying, having a great time. So I just want to say, happy Juneteenth. Let's take a little step back to remember what this day represents, and enjoy it with friends and family members. Okay. Um, and I hope you took off Friday too. Wink, wink. Yeah, buddy. When I called out for one day, I took two. I never took one day. That's just a smart and wise, especially if the holiday is on a Thursday. I'm not coming to work on Friday. Okay. And this is a disclaimer for all the youngsters. Don't do what I say. Don't do what I do. Do what I say. But if you do need a break, you could take some time off. But you got to be smart about it, right? Um, it's always ways around things. So we always want to follow the rules, follow the law, but us first, right? Hey, so today I don't want to take a whole lot of time. My daughter we're going out just to hang out on the waterfront and get some popcorn and have a good time. But I wanted to stop in and say hi to you guys. And also, I wanted to talk about planning. Okay. So, what's the plan? Let's talk about it. What is the plan? What's the plan? What is the plan for the future? What is the plan for kids, for life, for everything, right? I'm sure, quite sure everybody had a plan for today. We usually have a plan when we're gonna have fun, right? So it's a Thursday, probably gonna have some drinks, probably gonna have like a happy hour. What is the plan? So if we can plan for today and tomorrow and to have fun with our friends, it doesn't matter what age you are, you can have a plan for your future. What is the plan? What is your plan? How do you even start with a plan? If you thought about it, that's the beginning of your plan. So if you thought, hey, I want to have a house by the age of 30, I want to have this and this and that, yeah, we can say it's our goals, but at the end of the day, it's a plan. It's the beginning of the foundation of your plan, right? And then after you think about it and you develop a plan, then you got to get to the plan. What's the direction to get to the plan? What roads are you going to take to get to the plan? What avenues? Who are you going to be with? Who do you have to become? Um, you know what I mean? It's just a whole bunch of stuff. So we're going to talk deeper into it. I usually have to ask you guys questions. So what is your plan? Do you want to have a house by 30? Do you want to have kids by 30? Did you at least a plan on your job? Did you want to get promoted? All of these things are plans, right? I'm going to plan, I'm going to map it out. And take a look at it and see where I go. I'm going to be a manager in 2 days or 2 weeks or 2 months. How do you get there? Right? I'm going to get married. If you're pursuing somebody, what's the plan? Right? And during dating, men usually have a plan, women usually have plans, right? I want to take it to the next level at this time. I'm going to do this at that time. If we can be that strategic, what is the plan? Looking at this also came to mind for me when I'm just looking at the world events, right? So I'm looking at the world events. It's, wars and rumors of wars and all of these other things going on. It's no peace in certain parts of the world. And I'm like, well, what is my plan? Do I plan to travel? Do I still want to go out of the country, and see the world? How is that going to look? We plan trips. People plan to live out of the country. So if you're gonna have okay, what does that look like for me? If I plan to live or retire in another part of the world, what does that look like? Often would I have to go there? Would I have to visit there enough times that I can at least know how to go to the grocery store? Am I going to purchase a house or am I going to rent? What am I going to do? I'm young now, but when I get older, and even if I don't have a wife or kids or anybody to take care of me, what is that going to look like? Am I going to work till I'm 70, 75? You hear people say, oh, no way, right? And then you hear people say all of these good things, but what is your plan to get there? If you don't have a plan, and it doesn't have to be fail proof, it just has to be something in place that okay, I'm going to go there this way. And then if it messes up, then at least you have something to readjust. But when you're just out here just winging it, it's even harder. At least if you have a plan and you create a clear direction on where you need to go, if you reach a road bump, you know how to get around it. If I'm going to the National Harbor or I'm going to Florida, say I'm going to Miami to my specific restaurant, I'm going to plan that thing out. I'm going to be like, I already know where I'm going to stay. I know what hotel I'm going to be at. What hotels do I like? I already know that I might need to rent a car so I could get to my destination, right? Am I going to take a plane? Am I going to take a train? If the plane has delays, what do you do? So it's all of this stuff that, we plan everything on a daily basis, but for some reason, we never, ever, ever plan our lives out to retirement. We never plan our lives out to if I don't have income. We don't plan our lives out. What if I lose my job? And you should be thinking about these things as soon as you leave your parents' house. It should be a plan. Like if you're going to get an apartment, there should be a plan in place. If I can't pay this rent in this apartment, or if I'm with a roommate, how does that look? What is that going to look like? Living with somebody that I don't know. I'm going to have to respect boundaries. So we plan all of these things very well, but we never see all of it out. And then when things come and hit us, it usually ends up, if you're not really mentally strong, it ends up in anxiety, it ends up in depression, and a lot of disappointment. So we always want to think about these things, right? Um, uh, if you don't have a plan, I would suggest that you start today. Just write it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be something that you can tweak and put in place. I think men do a good job of this because they're men, so they have to have a plan for themselves. And then usually when they don't have a plan, you almost see what happens to them, right? Either they're in a mess, their families are in a mess, and then they usually spiral. So men usually have to plan and they do a very good job of it. So if you do have a dad or a really good male figure, I would just ask them, like, how do you plan? Like, how are you success, especially if they're successful? You want to always ask them, hey, like, Why are you so successful? Do you have a plan for certain things? Do you write stuff down? Do you kind of like map things out in your brain? Pick their brains and find out like what do they do? And I think almost always they do have a plan. Because with plan comes discipline and direction. So you have to have both of those in order to be successful. Okay. And in order to have a really good plan, all right, that you see through the end. When people build a house, they don't just free form a house. They build it with a plan. They know exactly where everything is going to go. They know where the bathrooms are. They know where the rooms are. They know where everything is going to be. Okay, so have a plan. That's my suggestion for today. As I said, I'm heading out. I have plans to have a really good time with my daughter. So I just want to say thank you guys for always tuning in. And we'll see each other on the next episode of Mind Your Business. All right, see you guys. Enjoy. Have a great time today.